Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at two of the same engine but from slightly different time periods and from different manufacturers. So what we'll do straight away is we'll bring the first one in. I think she's coming slowly. And this is the Hornby Dean goods. This is R2210. We'll just show you the box for this one. BR060 Dean Goods 2579. I don't know why there's a gold star on there. And I'll just show you what we paid for this. This was 29 quid, so it was either 29 we paid or 25, I can't remember, but you can see it used to be 39. And there's even another one under there. So it's in the that old Hornby box with the nice line diagram on it. There's nothing else on the box at all. We got some paperwork for that one, which I expect is just the usual Hornby generic thing. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go, 13th of February 2001. And I don't suppose there's anything special about these instructions. It does have traction tyres on the tender, so this is a tender drive, in case you're wondering. It's just the usual bits on how to service the motor, where to oil it, bit on the couplings, and the usual stuff on the back. So this one's in BR black, and as I said, comes from 2001. It's got a ring filled motor in the tender, and if I'm not mistaken is actually an old Airfix, or at least a mould anyway. Presumably they've upgraded the motor, but you can see it's nicely appointed. But if you've got any old Airfix engines, even if they're rubbish runners, they do look good. They really were a cut above at the time. So I'll get hold of this and we'll have a slightly closer look, set it off running, and then we'll have a quick look at the other one. So being a tender drive, this is a permanently coupled one, so it makes it more difficult to hold. But you can see the lining and the rivet work's all good. Yeah, the lining is really good. It's got a wire handrail. The dome seems to fit properly on the top, which is always a good thing. There's a minor moulding line, you can't really see it. Metal whistles. And the interesting shaped chimney, which the name of it escapes me at the minute. And then on the front we've got the number, no sprung buffers, not that I'm bothered about that. The vacuum pipe's been fitted, it's got a hook, no NEM coupling, but then as I say, this is from 2001. Let's have a look at the side of the tender. So again, the lining is nicely done. The print on the cycling lion is nice. And this is a tender drive, as I said. So there's every wheel's got traction tyres. Okay. And then obviously the front wheels, or the driving wheels, are completely free running. No sprung buffers, as I said. Not sure this side's going to be any different, but it's got the old high coal load, which actually looks quite decent actually. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's quite a good one. And then in the top of the tender there, you can see the coal moulded coming forwards. There's a couple of levers or turning wheels. There's a thing there for fireman's tools, like the big shovel or whatever. Cab detailing, decent cab detailing, but not painted at all, which is a shame. See, as it's got such an open cab. You can see there's the, I presume that's the brake lever. I'm sorry the light's not very good here. It was fine just now, but the sun's suddenly gone in. And I think we're going to have a bit of thunder in a minute. It's looking a bit grey, a bit dark. Yeah, I like this cab design, it's nice. There's no glazing in this one. But again, down the side, printing is lovely. Paint's all good. Even that dog hair, bloody hell, they get everywhere in this house. Yeah, it's quite free running. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not very heavy, but I'll stick it on the scales in a minute. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, is it? I mean, when you saw the price I paid, which was it 29 quid? I think that's okay. I don't have an Airfix one, so I don't know what they've actually done to it, if anything. Probably a different motor or a better motor anyway, even though it's just a Ringfield. So let's see how she runs. Personally, I'm expecting a bit of noise from this. But let's see. So we go in reverse first. I'm just gently turning it up. Died on the points. I can't really pick up from the tender wheels because they all look plastic, so it's obviously just those front or the driving wheels that are picking up and sending the current to the tender. You probably saw the wire, it like stopping on these points. Yeah, you can just make out the wire in there, can't you? Yeah, I think it's quite nice, this. You can hear it's obviously got a bit of noise. So we'll send it around just for a lap. See how it gets on as it goes into the gloom. No problem with the crossovers or anything. Definitely got a bit of noise now. It's got that tender drive noise that we're all familiar with. Decent runner though, I've got to say that, despite the noise, does run quite nicely. Right, we'll move him out of the way and we'll bring in the other Dean goods. Right, so let's bring in its competitor. Instantly you can tell that one's a bit quieter, can't you? Right, this one is the Oxford Rail Dean goods. I think this was also available in the pack with the Bosch Buster gun. So I do have a box for this, but this is the code for this one. OR76, etc. Dean Goods 2308, 8-pin DCC. So this one is DCC ready. This is just the standard Oxford box. There are some extra parts in the back there, it's just brake rigging and a couple of other bits and bobs. This is for Oxford Rail. Price for this one, 85 quid. I think we got this direct from Oxford actually, at one of the shows, Wally or something, I would imagine. Designed in the UK by Oxford Diecast. I seem to remember the Dean goods in the Bosch Buster pack was pretty good, and this is the same one, except it was bought it as single. So we've got instructions and whatever for this as well. Class 2301, that's all information about the Dean goods itself. So this one does have NEM couplings. There's the running in, lubrication, DCC socket is in the tender. Oh, and you can run it slightly tighter with each other if you want. I probably won't do that because I've got a couple of second radius curves on here, and generally the close coupling things don't like that. Then there's a bit of generic gubbins on the back about what to do if it's not working. So we'll have a bit of a closer look with this one as well. So again, this one is permanently coupled. This is in the, isn't this, I can't remember what the rod stands for, something of defence, I believe. So this is in the wartime khaki colour. So it doesn't have the lining or anything, obviously, as you can see. But it's got finer wire handrail there. Sort of less prominent rivets on the cab. Not saying that's a good or bad thing. But the splash is obviously not lined. There's a little, presumably there's some sort of hand hold there. And box there, the smoke box has a lot of rivets on it. There is no moulding line that I can see. Again, the dome is a really nice fit actually. This part is just painted plastic. The whistles are plastic too. Let's have a look on the tender. I mean, the print that's there is beautifully applied. Nice coal load, not so high for obvious reasons. Same sort of doings going on there with the coal coming forward, leaning forward. Again, it's got the what looks like a rod rest for putting that long shovel in. The handles have been picked out. Yeah, overall that's pretty nice. On the bottom, this is obviously loco drive, this one. It's got NEM pockets. It does have sprung buffers. Plenty of screws on the bottom there. But nice wheels. Let's have a look at the front. If I can get hold of the thing. Yeah, very similar detailing. The again, the vacuum pipe's already fitted. There's no coupling, or I haven't fitted a coupling on the front. But yeah, I mean, I don't have to say everything. You can see it for yourself. Yeah, it's a nice looking thing. Let's have a look at the cab. I think you can see these, zoom in a bit on there. Wow, that's pretty fantastic, isn't it? That is really good. I think it needs a bit of paint because it's such an open cab. Also, it does have glazing in the little portholes. And the little running plate there. Does that move? Yeah, you might be able to tip that up. I'm not going to force it. There's even a seat down there for the driver to sit on. And on the rear, Again, nice red buffer beam, kinematic coupling, vacuum pipe fitted, and I'm sure this side will be pretty much the same. Really nicely done printing. I mean, it's a much plainer livery, has to be said. Oh look, there's a dog hair, and there's the moulding line right there, tucked away under there. You can't really see that if you've got it up straight like that. Again, this is not very heavy. I would imagine this probably won't pull much. But then you're not going to want to pull massive long trains with this, are you? So I think what we'll do is we'll weigh them both and see which one is heavier. I don't think there's going to be much in it really. Right, so let's give them a quick weigh. First one will be the Oxford rail. There we go. Excuse my cuckoo clock again. So 195 grams. And the Hornby one, which I reckon might be a little bit heavier, 227. So Hornby is slightly heavier than the Oxford rail. So let's get these on the track, and we'll give the Oxford rail one a bit of a run on its own to start with. So there's the Rod Oxford rail Dean goods down. Let's just give this a slight run backwards and forwards. Well, the first thing, it kicks in at a much lower power setting. Also got a better crawl, and he's almost silent. I do know the Oxford rail one does actually have a 5-pole motor, and is from 2016 or 17, somewhere around there it was. It has pickups on the tender and the loco, and as I think we saw from the box, it's 8-pin DCC compatible. I think we can say that's it is a slightly better runner, but it's also quite a bit newer. Let's bring the Hornby one back in. We'll get it off them points, and we'll just see how slow we can get this one to go. Well, I don't think that's much worse really, just the noise, but you have to slow it into a crawl. But it will do it. Yeah, so that's them two. Let me find some rolling stock, suitable or otherwise, and we'll just give them a quick run round and then come back and have some sort of conclusion. So let's bring them in and see what loads they've got. Start with the Hornby one. This is running a bit of a breakfast train, I think, with sausages and a Wren Robertson's jam wagon, 2 lots of eggs and a nice cup of tea, and a Southern Region brake van. And we'll get the Oxford one going, being a bit of a military livery. It's got a gunpowder van, 2 pallets of mysterious equipment, and a sheeted tank. So, they're off. Hornby Dean goods there, there's no problem pulling them. There goes the Oxford rail. It's definitely a smoother and quieter runner. Looks like the Oxford rail one suffers a bit of wheel spin. Definitely a bit of loss of traction there. But that Bachmann covered tank wagon is actually pretty heavy. In fact, it's got magnets in it to hold the tank on the back. Slowed the Oxford rail one down to see if it'll actually get round there. No, not quite. Bit of a push. Perhaps we can see why the Hornby one has so many traction tyres now, and it is even a little bit heavier as well, isn't it? Give it a bit more speed. We'll see if we can slow the Hornby one down a bit. Let's bring those two into the front of the camera. There's the Hornby one, and in the background should be the Dean Goods. Yeah, it comes, the Oxford Rail version. Let's just back that up a bit, try and get them both in the picture. So, what do you make of them two? I like them both. I think detail wise there's not a lot in it if you ignore the noise from the tender. The Oxford one definitely runs better, although off camera I did suffer a couple of derailments on some points, and I think there's a bit of slight weight distribution problem there. There's not a lot of weight on the front driving wheel, and it does jump off the points on occasion. The Hornby one, no problem like that at all. But it is a bit noisy. But detail wise I don't think there's much in it. Maybe if the Oxford one was in a different livery it would be easier to decide which has got the better detail. I mean, obviously Oxford wins for the cab and the slight bits of picking out of the paint, like the white turning handles and all that, but otherwise they're very much the same. And I'm very glad to keep them both, actually. I shan't get rid of either of them. I like my smaller steam engines, and these two fit the bill nicely. They're pretty good. I don't know whether Hornby have made a newer one with a loco drive. Probably not, but I don't know. Yeah, I think they're both worth having them. I mean, don't forget the Hornby one cost me at the most 29 quid, and the Oxford one was 85, which I think was also a good price, considering it's that bit newer. So let us know what you think of these two. Would you get them for that sort of price? Have you got one or the other? Which do you prefer? Or maybe there might be a Bachmann one for all I know. Maybe that's better than both. I don't know. So I say in the comments down below, let us know what you think. And we'll leave it there and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.